Have you ever wondered why some people command respect the moment they walk into a room while others struggle to be taken seriously? What is it that makes certain individuals untouchable when it comes to disrespect? The truth is, respect is not something you ask for. It's something you earn. It's not about being feared or demanding attention. It's about how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you act, and how you treat others. Today, I'm going to share 6 key principles that, if followed, will ensure that no one ever disrespects you again. These are the same principles that highly respected individuals live by, and they can change the way people perceive and treat you. Let's get started. Discipline is the foundation of respect. Without it, even the most talented, intelligent, or charismatic individuals will struggle to gain the admiration of others. Discipline is not just about waking up early or following a routine. It's about mastering yourself, keeping your word, and holding yourself to a higher standard. People may respect wealth, power, or status temporarily, but the one thing that earns lasting respect is discipline. When you are disciplined, you show people that you take yourself seriously. You don't make excuses. You don't blame others for your failures. You don't cut corners. Instead, you do what needs to be done even when no one is watching. This consistency builds trust. When people see that you are reliable, that you follow through on your commitments, and that you are dedicated to self-improvement, they will have no choice but to respect you. Look at the most respected individuals in any field, whether in business, sports, or leadership. What do they all have in common? They have control over their actions. They don't waste time on things that don't align with their goals. They prioritize their responsibilities. They maintain a level of focus that others admire. And most importantly, they stay disciplined even when things get tough. Discipline is also about how you carry yourself daily, your posture, your eye contact, your tone of voice. These are all reflections of your internal discipline. A disciplined person does not slouch through life, mumbling their words and hoping people will take them seriously. Instead, they stand tall, speak clearly, and move with purpose. Their presence alone demands respect, not because they are intimidating, but because they are in control of themselves. Another key aspect of discipline is emotional control. Many people lose respect because they react impulsively when challenged. They allow their emotions to dictate their responses, leading to outbursts, unnecessary conflicts, and poor decision-making. A disciplined person, however, knows when to respond and when to remain silent. They don't let insults, criticism, or disrespect shake them. Instead, they handle every situation with a calm, collected mindset. At the end of the day, discipline is about proving to yourself and to others that you are serious about your life. When you carry yourself with discipline, people will respect you, not because you demand it, but because they see that you have earned it. The way you speak determines how people perceive you. Words have power, and when used effectively, they can command attention, inspire action, and demand respect. If you want to ensure that no one disrespects you, you must learn to speak with purpose and confidence. This doesn't mean being loud, aggressive, or confrontational. Instead, it means knowing what to say, when to say it, and how to deliver your message with clarity and certainty. People who speak with confidence don't hesitate or second-guess themselves. They choose their words carefully, ensuring that every sentence has meaning. They don't ramble, mumble, or fill their speech with unnecessary filler words. When they speak, people listen because their words carry weight. If you want respect, you must practice this skill. Speak with intention. Don't talk just to fill silence. Talk because you have something valuable to say. One of the most common mistakes people make is apologizing for their words before they even speak. They begin their sentences with phrases like, "I'm sorry, but," or "this might not be important, but." These kinds of phrases immediately weaken your presence and make others less likely to take you seriously. Instead, be direct. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If you believe in what you are saying, others will too. Another critical aspect of speaking with confidence is maintaining eye contact. When you avoid looking people in the eyes, it gives the impression that you are unsure of yourself or even dishonest. On the other hand, maintaining steady eye contact while speaking shows self-assurance and lets others know that you stand by your words. Your body language should match your speech. Stand tall, use hand gestures naturally, and avoid fidgeting. Confidence in speech also comes from knowledge. If you want people to respect what you say, You must ensure that you actually know what you're talking about. People respect those who are well informed and thoughtful in their communication. If you're unsure about something, it's better to admit it rather than pretend to know. Respect is built on honesty and authenticity, not on arrogance. Finally, never raise your voice to prove a point. A strong voice is not a loud one, it is a controlled one. People who yell to be heard are often ignored, while those who speak calmly and firmly command attention. When you master the art of speaking with confidence, you will notice that people listen more closely, take you seriously, and ultimately respect you. One of the most powerful things you can do when faced with disrespect is to walk away. Many people believe that respect is earned by confronting every slight, arguing with every critic, or proving themselves in every situation. But in reality, true respect comes from knowing when to engage and when to remove yourself from negativity. Walking away is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of self-control, wisdom, and strength. When someone disrespects you, their goal is often to provoke a reaction. They want to get under your skin, make you lose your composure, and drag you down to their level. By engaging in pointless arguments or reacting emotionally, you give them exactly what they want. However, when you choose to walk away, you show that their words or actions have no power over you. You maintain your dignity, and in doing so, you command respect. Walking away does not mean avoiding conflict entirely. There are moments in life when standing up for yourself is necessary. However, not every situation requires a response. A person who reacts to every insult, challenge, or disagreement appears insecure and easily manipulated. On the other hand, a person who chooses their battles wisely is seen as mature, confident, and in control. Another reason walking away is powerful is that it forces others to reflect on their actions. When you refuse to engage with disrespect, you set a boundary. You show that you do not tolerate negativity. And people will start to recognize that if they want to be in your presence, they must treat you with respect. Over time, this creates a shift in how people interact with you. They will think twice before speaking to you disrespectfully, knowing that you are not someone who entertains foolishness. Walking away also applies to toxic environments and relationships. If you constantly find yourself surrounded by people who belittle you, drain your energy, or treat you poorly, the most powerful thing you can do is remove yourself. Respect starts with how you allow others to treat you. If you tolerate disrespect, it will continue. But if you walk away from those who don't value you, you make it clear that you deserve better. In the end, knowing when to walk away is a skill that separates the respected from the disrespected. It takes strength to disengage, wisdom to recognize when a situation is not worth your time, and confidence to know that your worth is not defined by someone else's opinion. One of the fastest ways to earn respect is to give more than you take. In a world where many people are focused on what they can get, those who focus on what they can give stand out. Giving does not necessarily mean money or material things. It means offering value, helping others, and being a person who contributes rather than just consumes. People naturally respect those who bring something to the table. If you are always looking for what you can take from a situation, people will see you as selfish, needy, or opportunistic. But when you give, whether it's your time, knowledge, effort, or support, you create a reputation as someone who is valuable. You become the person others look up to, trust, and respect. Giving can take many forms. It could be as simple as sharing helpful advice, mentoring someone, or lending a hand when it's needed. It could mean being the one who uplifts others instead of tearing them down. When you help people succeed, they remember it, and in return, they respect you. They see you as someone who is confident and secure enough to give without expecting anything in return. However, giving does not mean allowing yourself to be used. There is a difference between generosity and being a doormat. People respect those who give, but they do not respect those who allow themselves to be taken advantage of. This is why it's important to give from a place of strength, set boundaries, help others, but do not let them take you for granted. True respect comes when people see that you are kind, but also strong. Another important aspect of giving is leading by example. The most respected individuals are those who inspire others through their actions. They work hard, stay disciplined, and uplift those around them. They don't just talk about what should be done. they show it through their behavior. When you give effort, energy, and excellence in everything you do, people take notice. They respect you because you set a standard that others aspire to reach. In the end, giving is about impact. People remember those who made a difference in their lives. If you want lasting respect, focus on being a giver rather than a taker. The more value you bring to others, the more respect you will earn, not because you demand it, but because you have truly earned it. Your reputation is one of the most valuable things you will ever own. It takes years to build, but only moments to destroy. If you want to ensure that no one disrespects you, you must protect your reputation at all costs. People treat you based on what they know or believe about you, and once your name is tarnished, it becomes difficult to regain the respect you once had. Reputation is built on consistency. It is not about a single act of greatness, but rather the pattern of how you live your life. If you are known as someone who keeps their word, follows through on commitments, and acts with integrity, people will naturally respect you. On the other hand, if you are known for being unreliable, dishonest, or easily swayed by negative influences, people will see you as weak and untrustworthy. One of the key ways to protect your reputation is by aligning your actions with your words. If you say one thing but do another, people will lose trust in you. They will see you as someone who lacks conviction and can't be counted on. The most respected individuals in the world are those whose words carry weight because they have a proven track record of following through. Another crucial aspect of reputation is the company you keep. The people around you reflect who you are. If you surround yourself with dishonest, lazy, or negative individuals, people will assume you are the same. However, if you associate with strong, disciplined, and successful people, your reputation will naturally rise. The saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," holds true. Choose your circle wisely. In today's world, your reputation is also shaped by your digital presence. Social media can either build or destroy respect. Be mindful of what you post, what you engage with, and how you present yourself online. A single reckless comment or controversial post can damage your credibility. Always think before you speak, both in person and online, because once something is out in the world, you can't take it back. Lastly, handle conflicts with grace. People are watching how you react under pressure. If you handle disagreements with composure, fairness, and wisdom, people will respect you. But if you lash out, spread negativity, or act impulsively, your reputation will suffer. Protecting your name is a lifelong commitment, but if you do it right, respect will always follow you. Growth is one of the most powerful ways to earn and maintain respect. People naturally admire those who are always improving, always learning, and always striving to be better than they were yesterday. If you want to ensure that no one ever disrespects you, you must commit to lifelong growth. Stagnation leads to mediocrity, and mediocrity rarely commands respect. One of the biggest reasons people fail to gain respect is that they stop growing. They become comfortable, settling into routines that do not challenge them. They stop learning new things, stop pushing themselves, and stop striving for excellence. Over time, people start to see them as average, unmotivated, and unworthy of admiration. However, when you commit to continuous improvement, people take notice. They respect those who are always evolving, always getting stronger, smarter, and more capable. Growth comes in many forms. It can be intellectual growth, constantly seeking knowledge, reading, learning new skills, and expanding your understanding of the world. It can be physical growth, taking care of your health, building strength, and staying disciplined in your habits. It can be emotional growth, learning to control your reactions, becoming more patient, and developing resilience. No matter what area of life you focus on, the key is to never remain the same person for too long. One of the most respected qualities in a person is adaptability. Life is constantly changing, and those who refuse to grow are left behind. The world respects those who can adjust, innovate, and continue improving no matter what challenges they face. If you want to stand out, you must become a person who embraces change rather than fears it. Another crucial part of growth is learning from failure. People who refuse to learn from their mistakes are doomed to repeat them, and over time, they lose the respect of those around them. However, those who take failure as a lesson, improve themselves, and come back stronger earn admiration. The most respected individuals in history are not those who never failed, but those who never stopped learning from their failures. At the core of all growth is self-discipline. The moment you commit to bettering yourself, whether it's through reading, training, improving your mindset, or developing new skills, you start commanding respect without saying a word. People will see your progress, they will recognize your effort, and they will respect you for your dedication. Growth is the key to becoming the kind of person that others admire. And when you embody this principle, disrespect will never be a problem.